Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, this is me, Sir JB. It's been a long time. It's been a long month. We didn't have any YouTube tutorial. But for today, I'll be giving you a tutorial on how to create assessment using Google Forms. I know that you have already idea on how to use Google Forms, but I have two key points for today. But before that, let's congratulate first our YouTube channel because we already reached 100 subscribers. And of course, the tutorial I made for the teachers quizzes already got 1,500 views, which I think is very helpful for the upcoming new normal in our schools. And for today, again, I have two key points for the Google form. The first one is adding pictures, videos, and other things in the Google form that will help you create more interactive quiz. The second one is how to create a set A and set B, or two sets or three different sets. How many sets do you want? On the examination or on the assessment that you will be giving to your students. So let's check. But before that, before we proceed to the YouTube tutorial, if you haven't subscribed yet in my YouTube channel, click the subscribe button below and the notification bell. So let's start on assessment using Google Forms. So this time I am going to teach you on how to create an assessment using the Google form. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to go to our Drive. So once you log in your Drive or your Google account, you just need to click on the new here. So we are going to create a new Google form. So once you click on the Google form, it will give you this preface, the Google form preface. Now let's try to have the title for our Google form. For example, English first test. So that is our the title. So English first test. Now if you're going to look at it, this area also was changed automatically because whatever you input in the Google form will automatically save in the Drive. Okay? So that's it. So the first that thing that we need to do is we need to create or change the title so that it will not be lost. Next one is I'm going to discuss some of the features that you can see in the screen. So this one, if you want to move to another folder, it can be, because if you click on your Drive Google form, all of the forms that you created are put there, okay? But if you are going to move to another form, you can click on this one. Then the star represent the thing that you need, or if you think this Google form is very important, you can just click on the star. And as you can see here, all changes save in the Drive. Okay. So next we also have here add-ons. So if your Google form doesn't have add-ons, then you can actually add other features of the Google form. For me, I added the themify.me because this one is used to give time for our Google form. And that's something useful for us teachers. When we are going to time the assessment, then we can use the themify.me. But this one is a little bit hard or to add in your Google form, and it also has different uh, options. Okay. Then we have here customize themes. Okay. So we have customize theme, meaning you can change the color, you can add picture to your Google form. And of course, the preview, in the sense that you wanted to see how the students will view your Google form, then you can use the free preview. Then you have here the settings. Of course, you have different parts of the settings. So we have general. So if you want your uh, quiz to be collected or collecting email address, then you just click on that one. And another is if you want to restrict it in your trusted organization .edu.ph, you can also use that one. You can click, especially if you want privacy. Then you can also click limit to one response if you wanted your students to have only one response. And of course, edit after submit. I will not click on this one because this is something that is not okay. And of course, see the summary chart and text responses. Maybe this one must be seen only by the teacher. So you can just click on save. Okay. Then for the presentation, okay, so if you want to show the progress bar, you can do that one also. If you wanted to shuffle the question order, you can show that one also. Okay. Then if you have a confirmation message, for example, your response has been recorded, or you wanted to change it, you can do that one also. Another thing that we can do is we have the quizzes. Okay, so you can click on that, then make this as a quiz. Okay. If you want to have password, you can just turn on the lock mode. And you can also release grade immediately after each submission, or you can choose later after the manual review. So in case on my part, if I want to give essays, then I can do this one later after my manual review. Then of course, respondents can see their missed questions. That's very important because we don't want the students to miss any of our questions. I don't want to show the correct answer because I wanted to hide to them the possible things that they can use to share the answer with their classmates. And of course, point value. If you want to put the point value, then you can do that one also. So you can just click on the save. So those are the things that you can see in the setting. Then here is the send. If you wanted to send the form to a specific student, then you can do that one also. And of course, these are the other settings. So make a copy, move to trash, print, add collaborators. If you have additional teachers, then you can do this one. Script editor, add-ons, and preferences. Okay. So let's start. So the first thing that we need to do is, again, we have here. By the way, we have also questions here and responses. If you click on the responses, you can see all the answers of the students. But in our case, we will do it later. So for the questions, so for example, you wanted to give a description, so you can write it here. So for example, this test will be all about nouns. For example, your part of speech, sorry. So, for example, this test will be all about parts of speech. So, now I am going to teach you how to create several type of questions. So, the first one, so we have here an untitled question. Then we have multiple choice. Okay, let's start with the multiple choice. For example, the question is, it is an action word. So the choices are noun, of course, we have pronoun, we have verb, and we have adjective. So that will be the first question. Okay. So here we can see you can also add pictures if you wanted. Okay, so you can add pictures, upload camera by URL, photos, Google Drive, or Google image search. So you can do that one. Okay. Then you can also immediately remove if you want to remove some of the options using this X symbol here. Then of course this one will be required. Okay. And of course this one are the delete and duplicate. And if we want to give the answer, then we can click on the verb. And how many points? 1 point. Then you can also add answer feedback. So for example, for the incorrect answer, you want to give a feedback. For example, try again. You can do that one also. For another part, if you wanted to change the, wait for a moment because I need to charge my laptop. So if you wanted to give also the correct answer, then you may also do that one. Right? So those are the things that you can do here. And of course, you can add videos also and link. So for example, it's done. Okay, then what we need to do is we need to add another question. Okay, and this time we're going to change it to a check boxes. Okay, so for example, which of the following are examples of a verb? Which of the following are examples of a verb? So for example, we have climb, walk, cat, dog, uh, listen, talk, inspire. So those are the check boxes. Then if we want to give the answer key, then we need to check on the following. Okay. So after that, just click on done. Then of course this will be required and we need to, yeah. Next is we have another type of test which is the short answer. So for example, what is a pronoun? So that will be, or maybe let's have a definite answer. It is a word that substitute a noun. So the answer here, if you want to give the answer key, then the correct answer is a pronoun. Then mark all other answers incorrect. Okay, then it's done. Another thing we can do is we need to add paragraph. So why is it important to know about the difference between verb and adverb? Okay. So here it will give you the long answer text. However, we can give the answer key, but we can give the points. So we can have 5 points for this one. Okay. By the way, we need to give points also for this one. Again, you can just click it, then just click on the answer key, then change the point, and done. This one, we need just need to click here, then points, we have 5 points. Okay. So I think we're good with these questions. So that's it. And another thing, if we want to have their name, okay, so we can have short answer, for example, name, then required, then we can add another for section. So we want to have multiple choice. For example, we have 4A, we have 4B, 4C. So we can record this one. Okay, next is if we wanted to add a question with a picture, then we can do that one also. So for example, here we wanted to add a picture. Then again, you can upload, you can use your camera, URL, photos, Google Drive, or Google Image Search for this one. So for example, I wanted to have a children's park. So I can just get this one. Then I wanted to, alright, this one. So for example, I'm going to insert this one, then I'm going to write here based on the picture, give the verb that you can see. So for example, here okay, you can give options, or this one can be a short answer if you wanted to change it. A short answer they can write. Okay, and this one should be required also. And again, we have another option here. If we're going to check on the checkboxes, multiple choice, you can always shuffle the choices. This one, shuffle option order. So you can do that one to limit also the chances of students copying from each other. Okay, to add a question, then you're going to insert a video, then you can do that one also. For example, here you add a video. So for example, action. For example, you have this video, then this one, you can just click it, then select. Okay. Then, for example, you want the students to use at least 5 action verbs in the video in a sentence. So you can give this, I'm sorry, you can use this one as a paragraph maybe. Yeah. So you can insert a question based on the video. So you can have paragraph on the video. This one will be required, and of course points you can do that one also. So that's it. Those are the things that you can do in Google Form. Okay, so for example, you wanted to add a section. Okay. You can just click on this one. So add a section. So this one is the test proper. Test one. Right. So that your introductory question will not be mixed with your test items. Okay, so you can do that one. Okay, so we're done creating our test. So again, we have two sections. We have the section one for the introductory questions, and we have the section two for the test itself. So let's try to preview it now so that we can see how the students will look at the test. So as you can see here, this one is the first section. So let's try to answer. Then we just click on next. After that, we can answer the first part of the test. Let's click here. Click this one. For example, we had something wrong in our test. Then we can just enter this one to understand how they smiling, running, swing, play. Then we can just watch the video and we can answer it. For example, the boy is playing basket. Then we just need the students just need to click on submit. Okay, so here your response has been recorded. So if we're going to go back to the Google Forms, we can see all the responses. We can have here the summary. Okay. So frequently missed questions is this one. Okay, because we don't put the correct answer yet. So we have all of this one. As you can see, this one is wrong. So it's colored gray. So you can see all the answers. Now we can also go to the questions if you want to check all the responses by questions. Question number 4, question number 5, question number 6, question number 7, and question number 8. Then we can also check individual answer. For example, this one is the answer of JB. Then we can check this his or her answer. Then if we are done checking, we can just release the scores to the students. And we also have an Excel file here where you can download the file of the test result of your students. As you can see, that is what can you see in the Excel file. Okay. And I want to add another question. If you another thing, if you wanted to check the answer of a specific question, you just click on the question. Then after that, all the answers of your students will be given. So in the case of this one, you can just give here, for example, 4 points, 3 points, and you can just save it. So that's how you do the point system in this particular questions, the open-ended questions. Okay. Then what's more? So if you click on send, again, the question will be sent to the students. I think that's all. That's the most important thing we can do in a Google form. Okay. So I hope you learned something. Okay. Okay, I will try to give you another way on how to create a set A and set B tests. Okay, so if you're going to analyze how to create set A and set B, it's very simple. You just go back to the Google form. Then, for example, you add a question here. So, for example, choose the set given a sign. to you. Okay, so we are going to write here choose the set assigned to you. Then we have the choices set A and set B. Okay, so we are going to click this one here. Go to section based on the answer. So we're going to choose for set A, we have test 1, and for set B, we have test 2. So again, for set A, we have the test 1, so they are going to answer this one. Then for set B, they're going to answer the test 2. So imagine that you have finished this one. And please do not forget to click here that after the students answer set A, they're going to submit the form immediately, meaning they're not going to answer anymore. Set B. Okay, so yes, I hope that is clear on how to assign set A and set B to your students. If you really wanted to have different tests for your students, so let's try to preview now. How will it look like for the set? Right. So, for example, we have answer section, then we have set A, then next. Okay, so of course the test one will be given. Then we can just click on submit. Okay, after the student was done checking or answering the test. Okay, so she can submit or he can submit it already. But if the student chose the set B, okay, so let's try to enter again. Then click on set B, then next. So the student will now go to test 2 and just click on submit if he's done checking the answer or if he's done answering all the questions. So that is how will you create set A and set B. Okay, so I hope that is the thing that you can use in your exam if you really wanted your students to have choices when it comes to the test. Now this one, I think we're done creating our test. So I hope you learned something from me. Again, all the tests will be saved to your drive and it can help you a lot in grading your students, especially if you really wanted to have a quick response coming from them and of course quick checking for us teachers. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something on how to create a test in Google Form. And that's all for today. So I hope you learned something new from me on how to create an assessment using the Google Forms. So again, if you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button below and the notification bell. See you again, everyone. Bye.